Readiness and stages of change in addiction treatment. Authors are Carlo Di Clemente, Deborah Schludint, Lee Jamel. This is from the American Journal on Addiction, March 1st, 2004. Addiction has become a prominent issue in today's society. As we look into this disease, specialists are finding that recovery is based around readiness and stages of change. As research moves on, practitioners have shifted from whether an addicted individual changes to how they change. The road individuals take in order to change an established addiction occurs in 5 stages. Pre-contemplation, which means not ready for change. Contemplation, which means thinking about the change. Preparation, getting ready to make the change. Action, making the change. And maintenance, sustaining the behavior change until integrated into a lifestyle. Readiness is more generic than the stages of change. It primarily indicates whether the individual is willing to change their behaviors. Within the article, they examine the process of change with different addictive substances. They looked at nicotine, alcohol, and illegal drugs. With nicotine, the movement through the change cycles was not linear. They found that many individuals would go back and forth between stages before moving all the way through. Attempting to assess the readiness and stages of change in alcohol was very difficult. Unlike smokers, individuals with substance abuse problems who come into treatment programs are often not open about their intentions to change, and they usually underestimate the existence of their problem. The assessment of motivation and readiness with drug abusers is even more difficult. It is contingent on whether an individual is mandated into a treatment program, they opt for a drug-free based treatment, a medication-based treatment, and so on. Thus, the assessment for illegal drugs is much more challenging than nicotine and alcohol. There are 4 consistent problems that they have encountered in assessing stage status. 1. The target goal of the behavior change is often poorly specified. 2. Measures have been poorly constructed and inadequately evaluated in their applications. 3. Measures are setting sensitive because they must rely on self-report and the accuracy and honesty of the individual. 4. Stage status is difficult to capture because it represents a changeable state and not a static state. Stage status can persist for a long time or could change in a very short time. An individual who is in pre-contemplation about quitting smoking today could be in preparation or action tomorrow. Research indicates that there are flaws in application and problems in measurement. Nevertheless, there is solid evidence that when measured adequately, the stages of change provide a meaningful way to segment the process of change, increase our understanding of motivation as a multifaceted dimension of change, and offer a differentiated and rich view of the process of change to aid our understanding of self-change and treatment-assisted change. This article relates to Lesson 11 in our case management class, which is positive change and recovery. Within this lesson, we explored the stages of change model, as well as what motivates an individual to change and the barriers that keep them from changing.